Today is Monday, July 24th, 2023. We are parked at the Real Brook Trail, which is on the Kinsmans, sort of. So the parking lot is just an open area, and it's off of a gravel road, which the road is in good shape, but this little blurb right here, the road is down there. This entrance, I don't know how well it translates, but it is not really suitable for low clearance vehicles. So the road goes out to the right, and on the left hand side, I believe it was, about 1 or 2/10 of a mile away, there was an open area. And I actually said, that looks like a campsite, but actually it is the alternate parking for low clearance vehicles. This is not maintained in the winter, the road out here. So what we're doing now is we're gonna take our bikes, go 3 miles downhill, hopefully most of the way, to the Mount Kinsman trailhead. And then we're gonna hike up Mount Kinsman Trail, hit North Kinsman, go to South Kinsman and keep going, and then come down Real Brook. And I'm not sure what this sign says. Kinsman Ridge Trail, 2.9 miles. Okay, so my understanding is coming down this is going to be really nice. And a lot of it follows an old logging road, I guess. So we're off. It's about 9 o'clock. I love taking new trails, so I'm pretty excited. Okay, so the bike ride was about 3.5 miles and almost exclusively downhill, which is why we chose to go this direction. So that was very nice. The gravel road was a little tricky on my bike. I have kind of narrow tires, but most of the ride was on Route 116, and that's like a lightly traveled road by cars. So it was, the shoulder is not wide, but it was really a non-issue. I think only 4 or 5 cars went by. So now we're on Mount Kinsman Trail, and it's like 3.7 just to get up to Kinsman Ridge from here, but it is the steeper climb of the day. But I'd rather climb the steep than go out the steep. So that's where we are now. Oh boy. It's kind of fun to start with a bike ride. Gets you all warmed up. I'd say there were 7 or 8 cars in the parking lot. Not bad for a Monday morning. We're about 0.6 in, and this is affectionately known as the shed. It's quite tall. I think it was used in some logging stuff. I don't know. We're on an old logging road for this section. Yeah. Tons and tons and tons of mushrooms. There's some coral mushrooms just starting. Not edible. Lots and lots of mushrooms. You would think there'd be more toads. I don't know. This is a nice little waterfall, about 1 3/4 miles up on Mount Kinsman Trail. Obviously, we've only done this in the winter because I would remember that, and I don't remember that. Yeah, quite nice. Okay, so the next thing is about maybe a 1/4 mile away is Kinsman Flume. So we're gonna go look at that because, again, we've only done this trail in the winter, and I never went to look at it. I think John went one time and he was underwhelmed, but that was in the winter. And then after that is Bald Peak. We have done that in the past, and we're not going to do it today because it's a beautiful clear day. So we'll get our views up on the Kinsmans. Okay, next stop, Kinsman Flume. So we're at the Flume. It's kind of obstructed. Basically, it's a deep chasm with the water going through it. Let's see. Right up in there. All right. Well, I think this is a one and done. John's trying to get the perfect photo. When he moves out of there, I'll take a look.
The best view is if you walk out on that branch out of the fallen log.
I'm not walking out on any fallen logs. Okay, there it is. And there is actually a sign. I'll show that to you. Okay, I'm a little further up right now. So this is the edge. Go straight down. And I think that this is kind of like the view, but the light is terrible and it's obstructed. I would say, unless you're like really trying to do a trace of every single trail, it's kind of not worth your time to come down here. But maybe right here you might get a better view. Woohoo, look at that little jog out. Looking down. Yeah, you can't really see though. It's all overgrown. I say, blah. If you had to decide between this and Bald Peak, I would do Bald Peak. But really, if you have a clear day, just go do the Kinsmans. The outlook on North Kinsman is awesome. So it does go right along the water here, which is pretty. And look at this amazing hamburger bun. That's what it looks like to me. And all these little guys. Whew. But as you can see, it's pretty rooty. Little amanita mushroom. They're so pretty. Lots of good mushrooms. All right. I will show you. This is how long. I'm just going to keep it running. Why not? If you decide you do want to do this, you come out. There's a place where the water crosses the trail. And you look to the right. Once you cross the water, there's actually a sign. Totally invisible. Oh yeah, mud. It's also a little bit muddy here. All right. Thrilling. And there we are.
Right at the flume.
Yep. So the sign is right here. Never ever noticed it. And this is we came from there and we're heading up here. This is still the Mount Kinsman Trail, but we're getting quite close to the junction with Kinsman Ridge. But it's just such a beautiful section of trail. It's all moss and fern, kind of open trees. Really pretty. Not crazy steep. Ooh, I see a sign for a forest protection area. What is that for? Kinsman. Is that what it is? Kinsman Pond? I'm a little surprised. Let's go see. It might be. They designate a 1/4 mile radius from usually like a campsite or a hut. Yeah, Kinsman Pond. Okay. So that means we're really close. Okay. Good, good. This is the North Kinsman outlook. Cannon right there. And then the Northeast Cannonball right there. Lonesome Lake. Franconia Ridge. Kerrigan sticking up. And then Liberty and Flume. It's looking a little hazy. All right, we're gonna head over to South Kinsman and have our lunch. We are up on South Kinsman now. Just had lunch. This is looking over at Franconia. Flume and Liberty. It's a little bit hazier than it was. Yesterday we did Cannon. I didn't shoot a video for that, but it's a little hazier now. I hear people coming from the Eliza Brook section.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah. And right there is North Kinsman. Okay, and we're gonna head, this is the, excuse me, the summit marker throne, so you can sit on it like a chair. And then Kinsman Ridge continues on all the way down to Route 112, and then you cross the street and you go up Beaver Brook Trail up to Moose Lock, and there's Moose Lock right there. So we're gonna head this way and take a right onto Real Brook Trail after, I don't know, a mile and a half or so, maybe. We've never been on this section of Kinsman Ridge. We've never been on Real Brook Trail, and I was just looking at the Far Out app, and it has at least a 1 mile section along Eliza Brook up here that is supposed to have really beautiful waterfalls and swimming holes. So I'm looking forward to that. Something new. We just left South Kinsman and came down just a little bit, tiny little bit, and there's this nice view out. You can see Flume right there, but, and this is not zoomed in at all. It has a nice view down to this thing right here, which is called Bog Pond. Very cool. And then of course that's Moose Lock right there. And we're gonna continue on this way. I just thought it was really neat. Someplace new I've never been, and it has a view. Yeah. And not very far from south. Yeah. We are on Kinsman Ridge Trail heading south towards Eliza Brook campsite, and coming off of South Kinsman was very, very steep. I was surprised at how steep it was. Yeah, I mean, I know coming up from Route 112 across from Beaver Brook on Moose is really, really steep, but that was like, no, that was no joke. I was glad we were going down it. We did pass 2 through hikers going up it, one with a dog. Yeah, and that's all we've seen, and I don't really expect to see day hikers on this section, but one never knows. There's always somebody who's crazy, right? Like us. But hopefully the super steep is done, although we're still going down. I'm looking forward to the portion that runs along the brook. Oh, we're still going down here. This is quite steep right there, but not like there was like sit on your butt and kind of scramble down. This is not that, but it is pretty steep. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We are passing a little pond right here.
Harrington Pond.
Harrington Pond, okay. And it's really neat looking, like these, look at that, the rock faces over here. Very cool. And then bog bridges coming through. A couple of them are a little bit submerged. Not too bad right here. That one over there is quite submerged. People have been going around, but I don't like to go around things. So I might walk through. I was hoping to see a moose. I can see that there are pitcher plants out there blooming. And a white-throated sparrow. Okay, keep on moving. It's been very slow going coming off of South Kinsman, but it's very interesting. We just crossed Eliza Brook for the first time, maybe the only time. And this lovely little cascade is just, I don't know, 150 feet up stream. And then, oops, unzoom. So it's just a little brook. And then the trail crosses, so over here, we came down here, crossed on the rocks, and then John's there. Okay, so now that we're along Eliza Brook, we're going to be following it for a while, and apparently there's really nice cascades, better than this. So let's go check it out. This is one of the waterfalls, I suppose. There's supposed to be 3 good ones. We've been going along a whole series of cascades, though, so I'm not sure. This is the first thing that really looks like a good waterfall. But the trail goes away from the edge now, so I don't know if we'll get a better view of it. Whoa. Let me see. If I go up here, maybe we circle around. Well, you can see it through the trees. Not great, though. We shall see. See what else we have. Okay, this is definitely one of the nice waterfalls. Gotta believe it. Out. And then it goes further, I think. Coming down through here. A nice pool. See if I can get down there without twisting an ankle. While dropping my phone. Big steps. Like, seriously. There's like a 3-foot tall rock right there. Okay, so who wants to go for a swim? That looks awesome. This one, yeah. And it probably isn't visible on here, but right up, oops, right there is the water coming down. So I think if you went out under the rocks right there, you'd probably get an awesome view up. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so we just came out to this area. It's beautiful. We're actually going to take off our shoes and socks and kind of relax our feet in the water for a little bit. Okay, so we just took off our shoes and soaked our feet, and I actually went in like up to my waist, and it was very nice. It felt great. I'm totally refreshed. So I don't know what the other swimming holes are. Apparently there's a whole bunch of them along this stretch. So we're not going to go in again, but wow, that felt awesome. I highly recommend it. We're about a mile and a half from the car on Real Brook Trail, and this is the second crossing. I think there are 3. So, whew, just got my foot in. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Good. What's happening? Rocks? Okay, so Real Brook has been pretty fast going, I have to say. It's a little bit wet, but nothing terrible. And I don't know, I've liked it so far. It hasn't been quite as dry as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. And then Here's some pyrola blooming. Oh, it's so hard for me to get a good picture. So there you have it. They're all up in here. Wow, and all over there too. We are a quarter mile from the trailhead right now, and it's been like really nice walking. That part back there was just like a, and this part too, like a abandoned logging road or something. It's wide. You can walk next to each other.
Lovely.
Not too bad. And there were 5 water crossings, I would say.
They were all.
They were all pretty easy. Yep. Rock hoppable. Yeah. And we didn't see anybody else on this trail, which I did not expect to see anyone out here on a weekday. But you never know. And I think that the whole hike is going to end up being about 10.5 miles, roughly. We did go down to the Kinsman flume, which added a little bit of mileage. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Successful. We had a little bit of sprinkles, but I don't think it's going to, knock on wood, rain on us yet.